You're listening to the Ladies of Sosa, where we hold space for unfiltered, layered conversations rooted in the lived experiences of women and the communities that raised us.
Today's episode is a little messy in the best way because we're talking about something that's been floating all over TikTok and in group chats, the whole I'm not a girl's girl conversation.
Yes, we've seen the trad wife content, the stay-at-home girlfriend aesthetic, the soft life obsession, the pick-me call-outs, and we wanted to pause and ask, what's really going on here?
This isn't internet drama. It's deeper than that. It's about how we were raised. It's the drama of
Do
it all.
that part again, okay?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ladies of Sosa podcast. My name is Sahra.
And my name is Christine.
Today, we have a very special episode with you for you guys.
As always.
A very, very special per usual. Today, we are going to be discussing sisterhood, soft life, and surviving patriarchy. So you all may have seen the TikToks of women saying they're not girls, and the trade wife aesthetics. Trade wife is traditional wife aesthetics. For those of you who may not be familiar with that terminology. Traditional wife aesthetics glamorize soft life pressure mounting and a strange shift in how we talk and feel about sisterhood. In this episode of Ladies of Sosa, we get real about the rising pressure to perform femininity perfectly on social media, in relationships, and even around other women. From submissive content and financial control to pick-me behavior and girl code breakdowns, we explore what it means to move through this world as a young woman raised in a community, culture, and often confusion. We ask this: is this softness or survival? And what does it take to build trust between women when patriarchy still shapes so much of how we show up?
Ooh.
Mic drop.
All right. And we have two beautiful ladies here today to have this conversation with us. So I will go ahead and introduce the lovely Vaida.
Hey everyone, it's Vaida. Happy to be back. Excited to dive into surviving patriarchy.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, with the lovely ladies. So yeah.
And Vaida just celebrated a birthday.
25.
25. That's a good year.
Yes, I just turned 25 on the 15th. And yeah, really excited, nervous, but just glad and grateful to be alive. So grateful to God. It just,
Does it feel different?
It does feel different. I literally was talking to my friend earlier this week, how I'm having a quarter life crisis.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm floating. I feel like 30 is when I fantasize about 30, because then I'm like, okay, I'll be more grounded when I'm 30. But until then, I'm very much still finding my footing in the world.
I have news for you.
Okay. You're always going to keep finding your footing.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Love it.
And we also have the beautiful Janet. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, ladies.
Yeah, today we're talking to the ladies.
Yes.
We talking to the ladies today.
Yes.
Hey, ladies, and a few gents who want to tune in. But Janet here. Y'all know me. I hope you guys enjoy this episode because we have a lot of juicy topics to talk about, and it's going to be really, really good. So,
And again, we have our two beautiful women with us, Vaida and Janet, and we're excited to get deeper into this topic and explore the ideas of femininity, because I also struggle with that as well, especially with all the imagery that's out there about what it means to be a woman.
Right.
So,
yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get into this topic by discussing the trad wife and stay-at-home girlfriend trend that has kind of blown up on TikTok recently. And I have a question for you ladies. Are we romanticizing dependency because we're tired, or because we were told marriage is the only path? Whew. And this question really got me.
Yeah.
Because I was just going back and forth. I have my answer, but I'll let one of you ladies answer first.
I would say it's both. I think the messaging we got, because patriarchy, women are able to hold it up just as much as men are able to hold it up. And so I remember being my mom didn't mean nothing by it, but just doing something where I was like, oh, you think a man's gonna, someone's gonna marry you if you don't know how to make combo or something like that.
Facts.
So just random things that reinforce that this is a goal. That should be a goal of mine. But I also do think we are tired. I think the economy has a lot to do with how we date. I think the politics of it affects our day to day. And so I think women, we're tired too. I think men are also the pressure of being a provider and all the things is affecting. I think we just want someone to save us, kind of, in a sense. And so it's kind of like, okay, if I get married, will someone come? Was that how I'm going to be able to be free in a sense? But then that brings its own challenges as well, because you're not really going to be free if you're having to do the labor of a wife. You know, every situation is different. So I would say both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Janet, I feel like you had a thought.
No, I agree too. Vaida, you
Yeah.
said that perfectly. I think the back end side of it of being saved in a sense, it really plays a part in terms of like what your life will look like after you get married, right? So like if you're on your own, taking care of yourself, doing what you have to do, and then when you get married, it's like, okay, now I'm a wife, I'm a mother. I'm still working, I'm still doing the things that I was doing when I was single. Like, where's the trade-off in that sense? I think that also plays a part in us just being tired of doing it by ourselves. But if we do, get into partnership, like where do we get that benefit at? And that's why I think a lot of that trad wife, stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home girlfriend, a lot of that is coming to surface because there's that benefit there.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah, I very heavily relate to the whole tired thing. Sometimes I feel like you're drowning because you're trying to still balance like what you feel like you're supposed to do as a woman, which is like another question that will come up later in this conversation, I'm sure, is like, what does it mean to be a woman? But like having to cook and make sure your house is clean, make sure, you are taking care of yourself, your hair, making sure you're keeping up with like your beauty maintenance and all of that. And then you have to go to work and then you have like family obligations. I do feel like it's romanticized, and I do feel like we were taught that marriage is the ultimate. That's the only goal. Like I never knew of another option. It's always like, okay, when you get older, you're gonna get married. So we've always been in training since childhood.
Right.
Like Vaida said, like that's the
Yeah.
final goal.
Yeah. And then also like the messaging that we receive on social media doesn't help with that idea of being a traditional wife as well. Because I see a lot of like soft life content and some of the soft life content is about women like creating lanes for themselves to make money on their own. And then some of it is also like making sure a man is providing for them and make sure you marry a man that could do this for you, or he's not a good man for you. You know, that type of like imagery can play a big role in how we perceive like relationships and how relationships are supposed to function. Even though as an adult, I feel like, no, that doesn't bother me. But if I continue to see those things, I may subconsciously, get into the dating fields thinking like, no, you can't do the same thing that I saw the influencer, man do.
I agree. Like it can be like a lot of what we see online can affect us. You're like, I'm working at this job every day, and this girl, she just got flown out to whatever. And so, but I think a lot of creators have spoken out about other people not being fully transparent about the lifestyle that they're living, about, all these men that are doing things for them. They're like, oh, I ain't got to do nothing and I got this. They probably have to do some things, like there's some things on the back burner. And I'm not shaming sex work at all, but that's what it is a lot of the time. Like people are tricking to be able to, that's the trade-off to get the life that they want to live. And that's something that most women, not to say most women, but people that are viewing that and they're aspiring for that probably don't want to do. So I think they need to be more honest about what is on the back end. Because even thinking about the economy we're in right now, what type of, like just thinking about the men that can afford to do that for a woman or like would do that for a woman, So I don't think that it's realistic for sure. Yeah. It's not, everything we're seeing is not what it is. And people need to be honest about that. So
do you think we should give men a little bit more grace when it comes to the whole providing and protecting?
I feel like patriarchy, I think we're all responding to what we're seeing, to what we're experiencing in a different, I think women are thinking, okay, like, maybe I'm not getting what I need in relationship wise. Maybe I need to be more submissive. I'm not knocking submission at all, but I think they're running back to patriarchy in a sense to kind of save them because they're like, okay, well, I do want to get married. I do want to have these things. Yeah. So maybe I need to change something about myself. And I don't think that's, I feel like it should give us the opportunity to make relationships more of a partnership. Yeah. I feel like everything that we're experiencing right now, everything we're seeing in the media, it shouldn't be run back to the framework that we know, which is patriarchy. I think it's create something that is actually healthier. Yeah. Something that's like, we need each other, period. Yeah, I feel like men need women and women need men, and people just need people. So, it shouldn't be we just need each other. And I think
Yeah.
that our relationship should reflect that need,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. I feel like it kind of plays into that, and I
Yeah.
don't like that.
And
So
Christine, you asked if we should give men more grace. I think we should be like, just be more realistic, because there are men out there that can do those things but it's just not enough. It's not enough for all the women. Because every woman wants a man that's able to provide, who's, you know, a good man, has a good job. But we all have to be realistic with what is available. And I think also, and it's okay to date a man that's middle class or working a 9-to-5, as long as like you guys can build a partnership off of that and build off of that. I think a lot of people's because of social media, a lot of people's like values and standards are just not realistic for where they are, and that's okay. And it's like, it's okay if you want a 6-figure guy and you have one, nobody's downing you for that. But I think that for the day-to-day girl, it's okay to also date a guy that works at your job. Like, it's okay, just work with them and you guys can build the life that you want. And I think that's what a lot of men say is like, can y'all work with us so that we can build? Like, just work with us. And we're like, nah, we need a guy that's already ready. And, you know, I just think that that's just there needs to be a trade-off somewhere, I think.
I think that we also have a misconception that you need to have this amount of money to have a good life. I feel like you can still have a very good life living middle class. With a, you know, regular home, a nice home, but regular home. I think that it doesn't take as much as we think it takes for you to have a functioning family, even if the man carries most of the financial responsibility. I think sometimes social media gives us access to celebrities and like people of a different lifestyle than in the past, you know? So then now we're comparing ourselves to people that don't live the same lifestyle that we live or, you know, are not in the same tax bracket. So things that are normal to them, obviously, are not going to be the norm for us. Just like rich people do stuff that regular, everyday people don't do. But that doesn't mean that you're any less. It just means that you guys have separate lifestyles. So now we're, okay, if your man doesn't fill the hotel room with balloons and designer bags and roses on Valentine's Day, then it's like, he doesn't love you. Like, you need to get in you, sis. He, you know, and I think that that's toxic.
And I agree.
And to add to that, I feel like it's curated too, because again, if someone posts a photo, I think it went viral like maybe last Valentine's Day or the year before, but it was a girl who posted like the things that her boyfriend did for her on Valentine's Day. And then everyone was like shaming her in the comments because they were like, oh, that's it? Like, it's like she probably was so happy for what he did for her. But it's like there's a level of, if you're going to present it to the world, like it got to be a certain standard. It has to be a certain standard. If it's not Birkins, 1,000 roses. And
which is ridiculous.
It's
really, really
crazy.
Think about it.
And
it's ridiculous.
And people feel like they have to kind of condense, you know, their true feelings and happiness with the gifts that they've received from their partners because of social media.
What if she was happy with that? So it's like, I feel like it takes away your autonomy to where you could have really been happy and content with that. But now because people are telling you it's not good enough, now it's like all of a sudden you have an attitude or you feel some type of way towards him when like you naturally, your natural self without outside influence, like you were happy, like that was good enough for you.
I agree. And I like even have to like, I have to maintain my own like this is what I like, period. Yeah. Because I think there's so many things like, you know, birthday gifts, like birthdays, okay, you know, how you want your birthday to be done or how you want a proposal or how you even want a wedding. It's just like, there's so many things that I see. And so I have to be like, Vaida, like, you know yourself, you know, like you could be content, not necessarily with something small, but just like, I don't say something small is less, but I know what would be meaningful for me. Right. You know, even like the idea of having a big wedding, I don't need that. I am honestly courthouse. Like, I'm gonna keep it really at this point. I'm just like, honestly, like, why would I spend $1 billion on a wedding and not save for my financial future? That sounds for people that aren't even invested in my marriage. Like, so like, there's so many things that you have to be able to just turn it off sometimes. Like, oh, that's cute, move on. So, like, not be like, okay, this is what I have to have. This is on the vision board, because that will really mess you up. So,
can I like make it a little bit more like micro? And talk about how like this whole conversation, how that affects like us as like South Sudanese or African women. Like, how is the pressure like soft? Like, I know like for weddings, for example, my sister had a big wedding, and a lot of people in our community, they expect you to have like a grandiose wedding and invite the whole community so that they can see that you had a nice wedding and that, you know, like, and it's just all for show. It's like for everybody
it's a
else.
spectacle. That's what it is.
And if you want to have like a smaller wedding, they'll assume, oh, the husband's broke. Like they're broke. Like they're down bad. And so just like I guess like how also our society plays into it. Like our African, our culture plays into certain aspects of what is considered like soft life or a good husband.
I talked to my mom and my aunts, just like family, about just how I view dowry too. Because like I think there's so many things that are like, you know, like things that we do back home, but I don't think they transfer well over here. Like I was talking to my mom, like I feel like community isn't commuting like it should, like it would have if we were all, you know, back home. So that concept of dowry, even that, I don't know how I feel about that if I was to marry someone from a different culture who might be paying for the dowry by themselves instead of how it's intended to be, which is within like his family and stuff. So like there's certain things that just wouldn't easily transfer over. And so I think we need to be okay with some things not being like us not following it to a T because we're in a different circumstance. So that's what I'm okay with at this point. You know, maybe dowry not looking the way it should be because I don't want to bankrupt my husband, you know. Yeah. You know, who, let's say he's not South Sudanese, before we even build a life together, just so I could do something for show. So, yeah.
And there's so much tied to that. It's like his respect, his honor, the way people view him. So it's a lot of pressure because you guys are dating. You might know like his financial capacity, but there's all this pressure on him. And you think about like, okay, after we get married, is he going to be struggling or is he going to be in debt?
And that's going to affect your union. And that's financial.
But everyone's happy and they're impressed and they're happy with him. But then
and divorce actually a big component of that is financial things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Can we talk about pick-me behavior and the harm of pick-me behavior and how it fractures sisterhood? So it isn't just cringe because I find pick-me behavior to be very cringy, but it's also dangerous because a lot of women who are pick-me's, they do uphold certain aspects of masculinity that are dangerous to women.
So, okay, I really want to ask you guys individually. Are you a girl's girl, and why do you feel like you are? Before we get even into pick-me's and all that.
Okay.
Are you a girl's girl?
I was gonna make Janet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I feel like I've always been a girl's girl, though. Like, I think I'm a very nurturing person. So I just feel like when it comes to women in general, like I look at my sisters, I look at women of all nationalities as like myself. I see myself. So if I wouldn't want that done to me, then I wouldn't do that to someone else. So I feel like for sure, definitely girls.
I love that.
Yeah.
Vida?
1,000% a girl's girl. I feel like Black women in general are girls. Because I just think about the things like like I just feel like certain things like about your appearance, like if I had a lash falling off my face or like just anything, I feel like I could count on a Black woman telling me. But some people will have you looking crazy out here. They will smile in your face and they won't say a thing. And I'm just like, wow, like you can't say you're a girl's girl if you're not going to tell me, you know.
Yeah. And
But
I love that
for
example because
sure,
it's a more like
like Black women will get you together, be like, girl, what's going on? Like, oh, you got something, you know, but not every other person is like that. So I definitely am a girl's girl, 1,000%. Yeah.
I think I'm a girl's girl. Christine, what about you?
Same. And that's what I was literally thinking as y'all were going. I was like, wow, I wish we had someone who had like a differing opinion.
Well, we could talk about how subconsciously we have been pick-me's at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's that's a good intro before we get into pick-me's because this will hold us accountable. Like, are you really?
But I do think too that some people don't know that they're not girls. Like they say they're girls.
That's real.
But they're really mean girls.
Yes. Speak on it.
So that's the thing. So I don't think anyone will sit on a mic and say, yeah, I'm not a girl's girl, I'm a mean girl.
Oh, they're saying that now.
True.
I mean, they are. I mean, probably online. She said, no. They're saying it. But that is crazy because a lot of people are cosplaying as girls, and their behavior, i.e. pick-me behavior, is not showing that they're girls.
I feel like that comes with age, though. Like, I think in college, I probably have encountered people that weren't really, like, being in the fullness of their girls. Because I feel like in college, it's an interesting time, you know, like, partying, boys. Like, I feel like I've been in situations with, like, let's say you go out with some friends, And then why are we in this man's car? Why are we in this person's house? It's just like you're on a ride. And it's really just because, let's say they trying to get with, and it's like it has nothing to do with you, but you're like there for vibe. I feel like I think some women will compromise the safety of their friends or like the well-being, or they won't value their friends. I think that's a way. Or women that are in relationships. So they kind of put their friends on the back burner while they're in a relationship. And then it's not until they need someone to vent to about their man that now they're active in the group chat. Now they want to come for brunch,
But that's a real world
that's a great example
of being a pick me.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like, just not valuing your friends, going out with your friends and not leaving with them. Like going out with a group of girls.
Everything at the drop of a dime. Yes. The man is involved.
Just leave it. It's just like, where'd she go? She was so. It's like, okay. That wasn't the plan.
Yeah, I love that. What are some more
another
examples of those? Yeah.
We talked about it kind of earlier, but like, when men around, we're like hanging out, you want to clean, you want to cook, you want to talk about all the things. Like, I don't like girls who don't clean up after themselves and they don't know how to
talk about it.
Talk about it.
That's a great point.
I love that.
What do you think that stems from, though? Because like we talked about how like women uphold patriarchy, and I feel like pick me. Like, where does that come from? I feel like it comes from the competitiveness. Like, I feel like when women feel like they're in competition with other women, that's when the mean girlness comes out. Because it's like, I can admire something about you, but I don't like it at the same time because that's something that I see that's a good quality in you. And we're competing ultimately for the favor or whatever of men or whatever. Yeah. So I feel like the competitiveness goes with like the mean girl.
Yeah. And it's like they want to be picked.
Right.
And so like pick me.
Yeah. Literally. It's so simple.
Yeah. So whatever ideologies or like narratives that men like, they'll follow them. They'll just, even if it's like at the cost of a woman.
Is there some truth to that though? Because ultimately we are competing, whether we like to admit it or not.
I feel like the scarcity makes it seem like we have to put other people down. The perceived scarcity, I would say, of like men that
I like that.
I don't like the word that just came high value. I hate it. But just like
the high value.
I'll just say like men. I feel like just this perceived scarcity, and maybe there is I'll say because I think a lot of Black women, in particular, like we want to be with like Black men specifically.
Right.
A lot of us want to be with Black men, and there's not.
The reality.
It's like there's not enough.
Yeah.
So we have to like do what we can to make sure that we put other people down, so that we come out on top.
Yeah, I really don't think that we're competing. I don't think there is a competition. I think there's like a perceived competition. Because honestly, I don't want the same man that a pick-me woman wants. And vice versa, probably. Because, I mean, I've talked to men where, for example, I've talked to African men and they would say that they were dating a girl and the girl didn't have like a mind of their own. And like, she would just be like, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. What's that movie?
Whatever you got.
That movie, the movie Eddie Murphy.
I know
what you're talking about.
Jump Like a Dog.
Yeah.
I forgot. Coming to America.
Yes. And wanted her to like share her opinion. And I'm like, thank God, because I would never be like, I don't have nothing to say. I have a lot to say.
For sure.
I have a lot
never
to
don't
say.
have anything.
You know,
to
and
say.
some women believe, or there's this narrative that women need to be quiet and they need to be in the kitchen. And that's it. And that's coming back. I don't know if y'all have seen that with like the whole like.
I feel like it's always been there.
It's always been there, but now now feminism has been on the rise. Now it's kind of like it's making a resurgence of like these ideas of being a traditional wife is being more quiet and dressing a certain way. You don't always have to assert yourself. Modesty. And, you know, that's coming back. So there's people who do.
I heard that those are recession indicators. Like indicators we're in a recession is when people start losing weight or like they're more conscious about.
Clean
girl. We're looking at the Kardashians
aesthetic,
and saying, okay, the Kardashians.
You know that's
Kim
true.
took off the
No
ass, so
lashes.
we're going back. Like I'm like, wow. Or like modesty or conservatism, we're going towards a recession.
You ladies ever been a pick me? I feel like we should be honest.
Yes.
They always say we don't hold ourselves
For
accountable
sure.
on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they said that a lot actually last episode.
Yeah.
And Vaida low-key clocked earlier when she was like, but granted, college was a different time.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
and I think we all
basically high
did
school
something
part two.
for.
Yeah. And like you said, like you don't know that you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's like
it's not
subconscious.
I call
It's
myself
autopilot,
out.
yeah.
That whole like dating and then feeling like you gotta get up and start cleaning stuff, or like
I never felt convicted to do that in my life.
I'm not gonna lie, I did that before. Not like in a group setting, because that's cringe.
That's
But
like
you don't want to like just be laying down,
Yeah, just
relaxing.
doing
It's like you
nothing.
gotta be.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let me get in here and do a little 1-2.
That's like conditioning.
I don't think that's pick me. How is that pick me?
But
It's-
like,
if you
say
like
you're,
them-
say,
not
no. But like,
necessary.
say you were like relaxing
Yeah.
and you don't want to ever like look like you're just like not doing anything. Like if they're
Right.
gone all day and then you come back and it's
Oh.
like you're still in the same spot. When it's like if you're by yourself, you probably still would have been in that same spot. Those
Right.
dishes would
Yeah.
have stayed in the sink.
right.
But you're like, okay, he coming home. Let me
Okay.
get
Yeah.
it together.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mhm.
I'm trying to
What
remember
else?
because I might have buried my pick me days, so I don't remember it.
Repress the days.
Right.
Mm.
But one thing I
know
would
we have.
say, I feel like when it comes to like even being a girl's girl, like when we're out, if I came with my girls, I'm going home with my girls. I'm
To
not
me,
leaving. That's one thing about
the
it.
most
Yeah.
important.
That's the one thing about it.
Safety.
If he pull up, I will be home at 2 a.m. And then
Yeah.
we could figure it out. But I'm not just about to like up and leave my girls or like be like, oh yeah, girl, you going home with
Especially
some
not saying it
stranger?
before.
Okay, girl.
I've literally
Be
known
safe.
girls to do that.
They
Like,
will
you,
do that.
You go out and then they just ditch you and leave and go home with someone
Yeah, I'm gonna
else,
go
and
with
it's
this.
There's a lot of girls like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
is that
that's
normal? Y'all, is that normal?
That's
Like,
not
normal?
to
I
me.
hope
That's
not.
not
Like,
normal.
okay, do your
Scary behavior.
thing.
Mm-mm.
Because I watch a lot of like
True crime.
48
Yeah.
hours. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
No.
it's crazy. Like you think that it will never be you, but
Mhm.
the world is crazy.
I feel like you should prioritize the safety of your girlfriends first and
Mhm.
foremost, and then do whatever.
And then
you wanna
after,
do. Nobody's
once we
saying-
get back to the
Yeah.
apartment, the house, whatever, then it's like, yeah, girl, go with your booze.
Mhm.
And then
Right.
Yeah.
Plural.
Booze.
okay, booze. But yeah, I don't know.
Or I haven't done this, but I've seen examples of like, okay, if people are having a discussion and it's like guys and girls, maybe putting down
Your friend.
like another girl,
Oh.
you
I
know,
never
or
did that.
or
That's
if the guy
embarrassing.
said something
That's
good
sad.
about the girl and it's like, oh no, like she's a this, she's a that, you know.
No, not
To me,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
that's
yeah.
ridiculous.
telltale signs of
Yeah.
pick me.
I feel like that's embarrassing. That shows you jealous. Like you,
Yeah.
showing
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah, yeah,
playing
yeah.
your
You
hand,
playing your
like,
part, yeah.
You paying attention?
Yeah,
'Cause-
like, mm-mm.
Yeah, you press.
Couldn't be us.
yeah,
Sorry.
that happens. The going out thing,
Yeah.
the putting
Mhm.
down other girls in front of guys. What else?
What else?
I don't know.
What are some other?
I don't live in. I
I
don't
feel
live in.
like
We don't
we
live
don't
in
live in
it that
pick-me
much.
world.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's-
Yeah, I feel like there's a way to be a pick me in isolation. So like, not just a pick me like in the like proximity to your friends, but I'm talking about like a pick me when you're dating somebody. Like you could be, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I feel like
Mhm.
I probably have done that before. Like been a pick me if I was dating
Isolation, I
someone.
like that.
Like I probably was
love that.
doing pick me things subconsciously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I agree. In relationships, I've been especially in the younger. We talk about college.
Yeah.
Pick me in isolation for sure. Things that I look back and I'm like,
ew,
girl,
you get disgusted.
Yeah,
if I
it's
could
like,
just
why would
pop
I
you
do
in your
that
head
for
right
him?
now
Right?
and give you some sense.
And just
it
to
will do you
confirm,
good.
pick me behavior is like behavior that hurts women but uplifts men or help.
I
Like,
feel like it's
what is-
self-deprecating like
Mhm.
behavior.
okay,
Like,
okay,
Mhm.
doing
Yeah.
things to please someone else, like I will say in the pick me in private, as Vaida has said, like doing things that you know are not in your best interest or
Mhm.
like don't benefit you anyway in order to make someone
Yeah.
else happy, but also sometimes to the detriment of your own self.
and
Mhm.
women.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that
going
makes
out of
sense.
your way when he wouldn't even.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, oh,
okay, so
Lord.
all of that is pick me behavior. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pick me behavior.
There's a
too,
lot.
for
There's a
sure.
lot.
Because you feel
Leave it
like
in the
if you do
comments.
this, then that he will pick you because
Yeah.
you went out of the way to
Yes.
do all of this.
It's really
Just
just
be
a
who
lack
you
of
are.
self-love. I feel
we
like
know, we know now.
Yeah.
just be. I feel like just be who you are, and you'll
Girl,
find a
there you
match.
go.
You'll
it,
find a
it
compatible
sounds
person.
simple now
Yeah.
because you're at this
Yeah.
like age of awareness, but I'm telling you, when you're younger and naive and you like
You think
expect
this is,
good
like,
of
what you-
everyone,
Mhm.
you don't even expect that this person could like betray you or do you because you're so young. Like
Mhm.
you
It's
don't
the
know
scarcity
that these things are possible.
mentality. Like you don't know that there's better out there. I
Yeah.
feel like you're like, okay,
Mm.
this is just my situation, so I'm just gonna. That's what it is.
But
Yeah.
that's what we're taught
Yeah.
growing up. It's like, okay, like make sure you know how to cook, make sure you clean, make sure you do this because your husband who's going to marry you. So I feel like we're already raised to.
Preparing to
Yeah.
submit. We're prepared
Exactly.
to submit, but I don't
Mhm.
think men are.
So when we
raised
meet,
to submit to their
Exactly.
wives, to like anticipate their needs, to make sure that they're covered. I don't think men are raised with that at all.
Yeah.
Women are trained to do that. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm
Yeah.
saying it's good to consider the person you're with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
maybe the financial aspect, but not the emotional everyday being like actual partner part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And unrelated, this pissed me off like a few years ago when I went to South Sudan. You know how I was there for like 2 years? I was there for like a long time. I was like a year.
I was like, okay, seriously.
Yeah. Well, I came back and everybody. Well, I was in South Sudan and Kenya, and so when I came back, everybody was like, "Oh, like people were saying that you went there to go get married."
Oh,
and I'm just like, "What?"
You know what?
They were like, "Yeah, they apparently you were there to go look for a husband. I thought you went there to look for a husband." I'm like, "Why would I do that?" Like,
that's great, Sarah. So yeah, that's a great way to talk about
that is such
how
crazy
this dynamic shows up specifically in South Sudan and Africa.
They're like, I thought you were there for a husband, and I told my sister. My sister was like, "What's wrong with that?" I'm like, "No, absolutely." Like some people, like no, back home, some people are like, "There's nothing wrong with that." Like, if you want to,
so they don't mean it.
They don't
mean
it in a bad way. Yeah.
So what about that made you feel like? Why did you think that?
Because I was on vacation.
Right.
Like, I literally was on vacation. And I don't know. I just feel like that's ultimate pick-me behavior. No offense to anybody who's done that.
And at that stage of your life, I don't want to put out your age, but like you weren't even thinking about that,
At
right?
all,
so I
at
think
all.
that's where the disconnect is between like the older generation and our generation.
Like I was so young. Like I was straight out of college. Like almost like.
But for them, that's the perfect time. It's like,
kind of late for some people.
And looking back, it's so crazy because now it makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, like if you timeline date a few years, maybe that would be the time to be looking. But it's crazy how at that age, especially growing up in America, that's not what we're conditioned to expect or aim for. We're thinking about, okay, career, like especially fresh out of college, like how am I going to establish myself? So then we do that, and then a few years have passed, and it's like you're behind.
Yeah. So.
And then you get into the working world and you realize this is not it. So it's like, okay, maybe I do need to get a husband.
Okay, I guess maybe this could be pick me behavior, because I think I've bought into the idea of like needing a provider. There has to be a provider.
You're very like open-minded. So would you date someone that you made more money than and like settle down and be content in that? Don't smile.
It's a question. You talking about me? It's a question.
Yes.
Would I date someone?
Speak to the camera.
I mean, I can't. I don't know how to answer that because I'm not in that situation right now.
The answer is no. The answer is
not my portion.
The answer is
hey, that was a good way to.
That's media training. I would date someone that makes less money. I could easily say that, right? But
I'm saying and be content and be happy and be like fulfilled.
Okay. Yes, I feel like what matters is how much we're both bringing in. Because like you said, like you can live a great life and you don't have to be rich.
Right.
Like a lot of people, like I think when I was younger, when I saw people traveling and like doing all this like things that I thought was luxury, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do that now. And I don't consider myself rich. Like we've traveled and I've done stuff that is considered, I guess, some people would say like soft life. And it's like, I'm not rich and I can do that. So as long as I can live my life, yes. Maybe not lower than me, the same.
Okay. Emmanuel's in the studio cracking up.
The same. I think the same. Yeah.
I love that. I love any of the other girls.
But to be fair, if I was rich, would I date someone that makes less money than me? Yes. If I was rich.
Okay. Like Rihanna.
Yeah. Because then I just want to live a lifestyle, the same lifestyle. So, as long as I'm still living the same lifestyle, then I'm fine with that. But I'm not rich enough to date somebody that's making less money than me. Sorry. I'm just telling the truth, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here for honesty. What about you, Janet?
Yeah, no.
No.
I love that there wasn't even a thought.
Just get right to the point.
I'm sorry. I feel like nowadays with this question, like you have to give an explanation.
No, I feel like no.
You ain't got to explain. No.
Be honest.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
It is.
Because come on.
Okay, Christina.
You already know for me it's a no.
That's it. No explanation.
Yeah, because it's like you could just do it by yourself. Would not have the extra responsibilities.
Well, you'll get extra income.
No, I don't need someone who's super rich or whatever, but I wouldn't date someone who is for sure making less money than me because you already have a head start in many different aspects of life. And I would want someone who has the mindset. They don't have to be like super rich or anything like that, but
I feel you.
I feel like just naturally with like women and men, I do think that would create tension or maybe like some sense of competition, and I feel like that's so toxic in a relationship. So I don't want him to feel like, oh, she makes more money than me, so I need to start doing this or start resenting me or start like acting funny or whatever because he's frustrated. So I would just rather him just be that, and then he can feel comfortable in himself.
I think that's fair. And that's not That's not like
But that's
tearing
not
down
like,
men.
oh, you know, I want to break and all that. It's just like, just for the health of our relationship,
Yes.
make
For the
more money
male
than me.
It's important for us to be real about these things.
Yeah, 'cause
It's the truth.
Listen,
How about you, Vida?
then they start cheating. No,
listen.
go ahead, Vaida.
I'm a teacher. I don't make enough money as is. I couldn't imagine.
Can we tell the truth?
Yes.
Like, especially as
Yes.
black women, like
Yes.
we're already women and then we're black
Yeah.
women, so we're naturally making less. So I was
Yeah.
just saying, like, you already have a head start.
Yeah.
I think I could do it. Also, I think about, because I think they like to do this for black women a lot. Like, why wouldn't you marry the bus driver? And it's just like, listen, like the person you marry, like, it's just so big to me because I think about where I want to go. Like, we're literally refugees. We're literally immigrants. We literally came here with nothing.
Thank you.
Where I want to be in life, I don't want to go back. I
Yeah.
want to move forward. You know, and another road,
Yeah.
Gidam.
Right.
Gidam. We want to go forward. So I can't go forward. I can't do that if I'm just doing someone that's just right where I'm at. How are we gonna?
Yeah,
No, I
I
feel
think
like
that's
we
true,
need
too.
to think big. We need to really like be intentional about who we, because it's not just making less. It's about money management.
Yes.
It's about being a
Mindset.
good steward,
Yep.
and that's something that I'm working on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm working on that too. I want to know how to budget all the things.
Ooh,
Yeah.
episode.
But-
Yeah,
See,
next
next
But like,
episode.
I
Yeah.
need someone, and it would be even better if someone was even more higher than that than me, so that it could just be,
You can learn.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we want to go forward. Even there's so many things that I want to do, like even thinking about becoming a mom. Like I can't be a mom if I can't be a mom. Like I can't be
Yeah.
a mom if
Mm.
I can't take care of not just me, but also take care of that child. So like,
Mhm.
there's so many things that you say I no to whenever you don't have.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do that.
Just a quick question though. So I understand the idea of like black women are always expected to like take less, accept less. Would you date like someone that's a teacher?
Okay. So mine's an interesting situation because I came in the middle of the school year, so
Yeah.
I make less naturally. But I mean, there's teachers that make more than me.
Yeah.
So
So then that would work.
I would say if they love, I feel like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's teachers that make more than me.
Exactly. Yo.
And I think that's natural because you find people based on where you spend most of your time. So
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
probably meet someone at work or meet someone
Yeah.
within your, circle. So I feel like you said, as long as you're making more money.
Yeah, and I asked that question because I think the narrative is always that everybody's shooting for like the most unattainable thing. Like
Yeah.
you're here and you want like the CEO, like Jeff
I want the
Bezos or
CEO.
something,
You
and
want
it's
the
like
I want to see.
Janet,
Right, you
listen,
want the
the outfit is giving
Yeah,
it is
I want the
giving.
CEO.
but when we have these conversations, it's about just like the lifestyle that you want for yourself, the life that you want for yourself. Like you said, you want to have kids one day. And you can't do that with somebody that's making less when
Right.
you're comparing your salaries. It's just may not be but you can do it with maybe a principal. Maybe the principal.
They make 6 figures. Come on
right,
now.
right. So just being realistic. Yeah.
And I also want to add, like, I feel like also the moral of the story too is that when you know that you want to do more, right? Like where you are is not the end. So even joking saying I'm a CEO because like one day I'm gonna be a CEO. So it's like
I love
that's
that.
right.
Yeah.
like I'm not thinking about just right now. It's just like eventually too.
Yeah,
That's where I want to
right.
be.
I
So I
agree.
want someone who can like still be on that same trajectory as
Yeah.
well. So
And have some type of motivation or grind or something going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest thing. Like as long as you're building, as we're build like
Yeah.
but not
You're not just
not
gonna
as
stay
opposed
here.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not just starting off building, but I can see it. It's attainable and then
Yes.
we're gonna get there. I think that's the most important thing. 'Cause
On,
then
on TikTok, I saw the video and it said, marry your second husband. And I was like, But like the way she broke it down, it was just like, don't marry the first, like don't marry the
Yeah.
person you know you're going to get a divorce with. Marry the person that you should have ended up with all along. So when you were talking about, you know you're not where you want to be. You know where you want to be aligns more with the CEO. That kind of reminds me of just like, okay, like marry the second, the choice that you should have did the first time. Like, so I like that.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to talk about Jenny and I always talk about like having our own idea of what luxury means to us because I feel like there's this whole I guess luxury movement of like what we think luxury means, but I think luxury means something different to everyone.
yes.
So I think it's important to like go based off of yourself, which comes from getting to know yourself outside of like outside influences like social media or like what people are projecting on you and then deciding what actually makes you happy. Because if you're
Yeah.
thinking that, okay, if you get luxury and you have the house and the car and all these things and then you get there and you realize I'm actually like a person who just wants to be out in the country somewhere with like nature and peace and quiet.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Then it's like,
Mm.
imagine the nightmare that is, realizing that, okay, I worked so hard to get this thing that I thought was the idea of success, and then realizing that's not even what I want. Like, that's not even me.
Yeah.
So that's what scares me, is like, okay, same thing with a man. Do I want to go for the multi-millionaire, whatever, who's lived a certain lifestyle, is busy and might come with different things that I didn't bargain for? Or do I want a good husband, a good partner, someone with morals, values, characters, who wants to be the head of the family, might not be a multimillionaire, but still takes pride in providing for his family what he can, and we just raise our family and have that type. To me, that's what I want. But I feel like if I go based off social media, I need the Birkins, I need the Chanel, I need the G-Wagon on my birthday. You know, that's what to me is like projected onto me as me being successful or happy with my partner.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous.
And that's actually a really good point about luxury, because a lot of multimillionaires, the ones that make all that money, they're busy. They work in high energy places all the time. So they want to step away when, you know, they want to a lot of them want to live outside like of the city.
Or they might be
and
gone
so,
a lot.
Right. And so that may not be what you want for your life. Like, you know, like I don't know if I can consider myself like a country girl that lives outside of Dallas. You know,
Will Smith video, remember when he was talking about fulfillment, like achieving certain things and still not being happy or depressed? Like, a lot of famous people talk about it sometimes. And then regular us people, we're like, I still want to be rich. I still want to know for myself. Right. But it's like them literally saying like, hey, all of this outside accomplishments and material things is not like the end all be all where you're going to find your happiness.
Yeah.
But it's like, we don't care. We want to like feel it for ourselves. But I think it's all in the journey. It's like all in the striving for, not necessarily just getting there.
Yeah.
Because if I snap my finger tomorrow, you're this boss millionaire, multiple homes, whatever, and you woke up tomorrow like that, what would that feel like for you? It would feel empty because you just got it. Like, you didn't. Yeah.
And you're going to get burnout, too. You're going to buy all the purses. You're going to travel everywhere in the world. And you're still going to be like, okay, like, what else? What does this all mean?
Exactly.
So, I think that's a great point. Like, what is luxury? And I think reframing what luxury means to us as
I think
young
it's an
African
individual
women.
thing.
Yeah. For me, luxury is just having freedom. Like, it's not about like how like the most expensive place I can go. It's more about like being able to go do things for myself, step away, travel. I think traveling is freedom for me. I don't really care about bags and purses and Chanel. I mean, I do like Chanel, but I don't care about like Birkins and like high end things. Like, as long as I can get to where I need to go and travel, that's my idea of luxury. And everybody's idea of luxury is different.
I love that. Freedom is
freedom. Being able to do whatever you want.
Did we get into something a little bit more fun to end this conversation?
Yes.
So we have a little game that we're going to play in the spirit of being a girl's girl. We're going to do girl code in real life. So we're going to do real life scenarios where sisterhood is tested and what accountability looks like between women. So it's a mind game. Would you tell her? That's what it's called.
Okay.
Would you tell her?
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to pose a question and y'all are going to answer. Do you tell her? Okay. First question. Your friend's man hit on you and you know she's deeply in love. Do you tell her?
I'm telling her.
Okay.
I'm telling her.
Okay.
Period.
I second. I second.
Yeah.
Okay. Vaida?
Do I she's deeply in love?
Deeply.
Okay.
Like she thinks it's a husband.
It has to depend on what type of friend is this, because some people are delusional in love. And some people are the type of people that will go back to someone after you told them not to go. I'm kind of this person. But some people, they will go back to someone after you're like, girl, he's not it. So like, if he's doing it to me, he's doing it to other people. And that's not, and you know, there's things that she hasn't. So I'm like, honestly, I don't know. So I would have to be like, okay, is it really going to change anything for her if I do tell her? Because there's other women probably telling her things too. She probably just taking them off Instagram or whatever. I don't know. But I don't know. I wouldn't jump to saying yes.
I think why I say absolutely is because as a friend, I know that I would want to tell my friend. What she does with that information, that's up to her. Like, I wouldn't say it and expect her to be like, girl, he did this. You need to leave him. I'm going to just say, this happened. Okay. I'm going to give you all the facts. And then if you want to stay with him, cool. But like, if you want to leave him, cool. But that's up to you and him.
But I understand both sides.
Yeah.
What Vaida is saying, sometimes the girls will get mad at you. They'll get mad at the person,
That is
the
true.
messenger.
That is true.
So it's like,
I
why
feel
would I
like
want that stress in my
That's
life?
worth the risk.
It's
Yeah.
worth,
Especially
if it's your friend,
directly
Yeah.
to you, like they're hitting on you. I feel like it's better to tell her, even if she doesn't receive it well, she will be grateful and thank you in the future when she realizes who he is later
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
And
And
she
that-
will like respect you for that.
And
Yeah.
that says a lot too, I feel like, about, like you, again, it goes back to what type of friend it is. So I do understand that point. But I feel like if it is your true friend and I say, hey, this situation happened, blah, 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 and she turns it on me, that's
your
going to
problem.
say a lot about my friend.
Yeah.
Then it's going to
Yeah,
say about
exactly.
me being an honest and truthful friend and bringing the truth to her.
Yeah.
And the way, that I would do it wouldn't be to like be spiteful or malicious. It's, like, hey, I don't know why this happened. Like, I'm so sorry that this is even a conversation we need to have. But as your friend, I need to tell you this.
Right. And I've been around or like experienced certain situations like that. And I'm 100% like, it was a situation where the person didn't tell me. And I was just like, no, absolutely not. Because now I don't trust you. So,
Oh,
Right,
wow.
yeah.
yeah. So now I don't trust that our bond is, because I feel like as girls, our bond between each other as friends
deeper.
is so much deeper than like,
A
especially a
man.
new person that you're dating.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So for me,
Yeah.
it's like,
Facts.
I'm not even mad at the guy. I'm mad at you because
You
for
didn't tell
us,
me.
it's like it's a little bit deeper
Yeah.
because female women friendships, it's kind of built to last through the different
All the
phases and
different
ebbs and flows of
Mhm.
life. So if I can't even trust you to just tell me that, like, because you might think I can't handle it, it doesn't matter. Like, if you really care, you'll be like, hey, this is what it is. You do with that information.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So ladies, if your friend's man is hitting on you, please tell your friend. Let your friend know.
Yeah.
Amen.
I got another one for you.
All right.
Yes.
Coming up. Your homegirl's partner is financially controlling her, but she says she's just being taken care of. Do you step in or mind your business?
That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you step in where you can, and they're still being financially controlled by this person.
Yep.
So it's a situation where it's like you tell them like, hey, this is what you need to like step away from this person, get your own like independence, and then they do it, and then they go back,
Oh,
and it's like a cycle.
Or they tell the guy you told him
Shame.
that. Now
right,
he don't
and now
like you.
and now he don't like me.
Yeah.
Now he knows.
Now
that
you the problem. Now she can't hang out with you.
Right.
like, you know I don't like Sarah.
Yeah, right.
right. And he told me, he was like, I
At
don't like.
least he told you.
Yeah,
you
because it's
know?
like now I'm over there, I'm hanging out with y'all because I thought you was leaving, and then now you
now
invite me
he
back.
here. Now it's awkward.
Yes, and it's like, but yeah, I feel like you step in where I don't know. That one is hard.
Mhm.
I don't know, y'all.
For me, I'm gonna sit that one out.
Yeah,
depending on how close of a friend
No,
you are.
because-
But even then, I feel like that is in between their relationship.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
they can vent to me about it, but I'm not going to directly step in because I'm not about to be financially supporting her.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no,
if I'm not gonna get in between what you got to do
That's
for you to
true.
survive. But if it's toxic, I would be there to vent, and maybe I might get my little one too. But I'm not gonna like advocate for you to like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that financial abuse is like, it's hard. Like,
Mhm.
Yes.
because it's a cycle.
And I do think they're gonna go back and tell him, so that
They-
was gonna create a
Damn.
messy
Yeah.
dynamic.
But it's like, so what do? You just let it happen? Like, you just let
I
them
feel
be
like
financially
I
well,
would try.
in this scenario, she says she sees it as him taking care of her.
Oh, so it's
so
a
you're
mind
peeping what
shift.
it is, but
Mhm.
she doesn't. That's why I said I wouldn't say nothing.
Oh, no, but the thing is, in this particular situation, she understands that it's financial abuse because she's like, when I want to leave, want to leave on my own terms, he doesn't want that, but he wants to be able to like boot me out. And I'm like, that is the definition of financial abuse.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But does she feel like in this scenario, does she feel like she's taken care of when everything is good?
well, she feels like I need the person at the moment. Like I don't have the legs to stand on financially by
Mhm.
myself.
Mhm.
But he's taking advantage of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He understands that because when she does have someone that she can move in with,
Mm-hmm.
he's against it.
And
He
that-
wants to be able to like
Control
Yeah,
it.
so that's how financial dynamics like lead to sorry, next time put it, I have to say exactly
Yeah,
how she
okay.
put
Yeah.
it. How financial dependency impacts power dynamics in relationships.
Mhm.
And that's huge because once you relinquish your control or your ability to earn your own money, now you're kind of at his mercy. So that's important in picking a partner.
Mhm.
But that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. That's a real
That
story.
is abuse. That's financial
That's
abuse.
real
Yeah.
financial abuse. And even though we can play, I think sometimes women can play into it. But I'm being taken care of. They know that they have that leverage over you,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that's why he doesn't want her to leave on her own. He wants to
Mhm.
be able to be like, get out, you know.
Yeah.
So
Always
yeah.
have your own money.
Please have your own
Yeah.
money,
Even
Yeah.
if
Woman.
you are a stay-at-home mom, have a little internet side business. Do something.
Yeah.
But I agree. I'm gonna mind my
Stay
business.
out of it.
I'm gonna mind my business on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything that
Listen.
y'all said plus some.
Unless you want
Hey,
to
but I'm
start-
here though. That's the thing though. Like
Yeah.
Christine said, like I'm here. Crash on my couch.
Yeah, 'cause-
Like whatever you need, call me. Whatever.
You want to
But
job
between
search?
you and your man, y'all need to
Yeah.
figure that out.
Because
Yeah.
what Christine said is real. Like at the end of the day, you're gonna give them advice, but I'm not gonna pay. I can't pay your bills.
Girl.
Like,
and then,
so,
and then she's
listen.
taken care of.
Right,
That's
right.
a hefty bill.
Right. So y'all, let us know in the comments. Leave us
Mhm.
what you guys
Yeah.
think you would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
She keeps ditching you every time she gets into a relationship. At what point is that a red flag?
How old are we? Like, if we're in college and you're dishing me, okay, that's one thing. But like, if we're if we're adults, like, okay, like I feel like it's enough is enough. Because then
Mhm.
it's like a character thing. Like, you obviously prioritize your romantic life more than your friends, and your friends are there to pick up the pieces. But I feel like no, because
I
then
think that's childish.
I think it's
It
very
is.
childish and it's weird, and I don't like that. I think it's a red flag all around.
agreed.
I think so. From
Yeah,
the
I
beginning,
agree.
it's a red flag.
Yeah,
I
it's a red
agree.
flag.
Because it's like you need your friends, even in relationships, because you can't
Mhm.
always be up under each other.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Not
And
healthy.
then also it's like, why does this man have you so isolated? Because that's
Mhm.
that's honestly where it's not even the
Telltale
friends.
signs.
It's like you not seeing your family, you're
Mhm.
not seeing your friends, you're not doing
That's
the
an
things that you
opening for
used to
abuse.
do.
Mhm.
So that puts that into play as well.
Yeah, that's
you,
true.
You can manage your time. You can spend
Yeah.
time with your friends
Yeah.
and
He
your
should
partner.
want you to.
Right.
He should be
He'll
like,
be like, why are you up under
exactly.
me?
Or-
Also, do we have friends? That's the question. Ooh,
Right.
that's something that I've been thinking. Like, I don't like men that don't have friends.
Why you
Yeah.
always need me?
Why you always
I'm not gonna
like,
say
where are
that
your
because-
friends? Like, I
that
like.
is not a good
I like
sign.
men that are in
So
community.
nobody like you?
And like good community. Don't then I'm isolated. I
And
don't want to be
men
all
make
up.
friendships so easily,
Yeah.
right? So it's like
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like
about
they
your
just
friends?
homeboys
Each
that
other.
nod at
What
each
about
other
your friends?
and now
What
they
about
cool.
What about your friends? Like, where
What
your
Drake said
friends?
that line? He said, "You got friends too, bro. Go outside.
Yeah,
Like, why are you hitting me
Yeah, I
up?"
don't like men that
Because
don't have
then
friends.
he all up in your business because he doesn't have friends. So now every time you hang out with your friends, he feel like it's too much because he don't have any
The
friends.
friends.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't like the anti-behavior. I don't like it. I'm not a
The
fan.
projection of it all.
I love it.
Mhm.
These
All
are great
right, these
questions.
are good ones. I got another one.
Okay.
All right.
Your friend's ex is in your DMs and it's been years. Is he fair game or forever off limits?
What was
Forever
it?
off limits.
Your friend's
Your
ex.
friend's ex is in your DMs and it's been years, I guess, since y'all have dated. Is he fair game or forever
I feel
off
like
limits?
it's always off limits.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it's
anyone, even
forever
if it
off
wasn't an
limits.
ex,
Forever.
oh, you dated him? Okay, I'm cool.
Forever
I'm
off limits.
Forever off limits.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't even want it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, you
I'm
could. Not
offended.
even about your friend, but it's like, no, but it's just like for the audacity that you have
Yeah.
to know that like this is my friend.
I'm offended.
yeah,
You're
I'm-
trying
yeah,
me.
it's
You're
like,
trying to test my
no.
loyalty. You're trying to test my character.
Yeah.
Because you know I'm
What we gonna be doing?
screenshot it and
Kick,
send
kick?
it. So for me, it's
Immediately.
like, you're trying me.
Mm.
Like, you really
You don't
disrespected me.
respect me.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
What do you
that's
take
it.
me
From the
for?
beginning.
Right.
What kind of woman do you
Right?
think I am?
Mhm.
It could
to be
be
just pick
a
me.
lifestyle.
Okay, it's
I don't
pretty
have
she could
Yeah,
choose
yeah,
anybody.
she
She talk to
yeah.
anybody. Yeah, no, we
No.
don't. do
Yeah,
that.
to me, it's like, yeah, he trying you.
Yeah,
Mm.
no. That's a no. That's a hell no.
You find out her
Oh,
man is cheating, but she's pregnant. Do you tell her now, wait, or never?
Oh
She's
my
pregnant.
God. Pregnant.
Immediately.
Why would she
a Tyler Perry?
Hey, shout out to Nia Time for these
Right.
questions. Because
Yes.
they were so
She full of
good. I
shit.
love
You
this
did it.
section.
You
I
did
think we're
it.
going to do this every episode. I like this.
Yeah, this is good.
What's
But she's
up? What's
so
up?
childish.
Her man's cheating. She's pregnant.
She already know her man's cheating.
Oh.
So we just gonna keep silent.
Oh. What if she doesn't though? What if like
Now,
no because
wait,
okay
or
let
never.
me add because a lot of men do change when women get pregnant because pregnancy
For the worst.
yeah, but you know it does a number on just like your emotions, your hormones, like
Mm-hmm.
your sex drive, all of that. So what if
True.
like he's been pristine
Mm.
and then something happens and you see or you find out that he cheated on her and you know that this will devastate her. But also, like, if you tell her that she might go into early labor.
That's what I'm trying to
exactly.
say.
I'm
Think
gonna
about the baby.
She might lose the baby.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing.
And it's gonna be your.
I won't say nothing until.
But that's
never. I just won't say
Oh,
anything.
that is so
like, that is
sticky.
honestly
I
hard.
have to
No,
tell my
that's
friends.
hard.
Sticky.
Because what if the cheating? What if she thinks she's in a perfect relationship?
Yeah.
And she's
Oh my
like, I'm about to
gosh.
have a great father for my child. And he ain't shit.
That is
So I got to let her
earth-shattering.
know if she's going to go through with the pregnancy.
Oh yeah.
Your man ain't shit, by the way.
So you feel like depends on how early.
I gotta tell him. Oh, yeah, early. Yeah.
Early
Or
on?
the earlier the better.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The earlier the
if my
better.
sister, I don't know though. That's hard, y'all, because
She
that.
already having the baby.
Sarah
I mean,
thinks
she
already
is.
knows. Yeah.
No, okay, but that's the thing. Like, I mean, again, it's based off of situation,
Right.
But I feel like if you're already pregnant, bro, and someone cheats on you, like that is probably one of the worst
The
things
worst
that a
things.
man can do to you.
You're
Because it's
at your
like you're
lowest
carrying their
and vulnerable.
child,
Yeah.
your body is changing, you're going through so
Exactly,
many
hormones.
things, and then you cheat on me, like.
Yeah. When I'm carrying your
Yeah,
baby.
and it's like I wouldn't want my friend to live in delusion just
Yeah,
because
that's
she's
true.
pregnant.
How do you
like,
even break that to them though? That's devastating.
yeah, that I just feel like I'm torn because again, yes, the baby and like that's a very vulnerable situation, but also like I would rather her know up front than like go through having a child, going through postpartum, doing the things and thinking she has like a happy family, and then finding out during that time, which could even break her even more. I would just rather look. Here.
Sometimes
you do with
sometimes
it what
you gotta
please.
let people live in delusion.
Okay.
I like that. Fair. Controversial
Sometimes you
take.
just have
Fair.
to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it controversial? I don't think it is. Well, I don't know.
That is, especially if everyone knows too.
Right.
That's
Somebody gonna tell her.
And he at the baby
It won't be
shower
me.
in his
Right,
Burberry fit.
Now
Burberry
you're-
fit.
Now you're a
Talking about-
homewrecker. Now you done broke up this happy
That
young
was your
family.
fault. Let somebody else take it. Do it.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. Oh, I
Who's-
would love
To
to.
the
Yeah, let's-
audience on
yeah.
that one.
Leave it in the comments.
This was
But
fun.
This was
This
a
was
lot
good
of
I
fun.
love this.
Shout out
Lot
to
of
Nyeta,
good
our marketing
questions.
strategist.
Yes.
This episode is dedicated to you, girl, because
Yeah.
she literally did the
You ate
breakdown
that
for
up.
this. We
And
really
she is
appreciate
definitely
it.
a girl's girl.
Yes. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
How do we round out this episode? We talked about a lot. Womanhood. Who wants to round out the episode for me?
Girl, you
I'm
just
kinda
passing the
tired.
mic.
Chrissy said we
Okay.
all host today. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Just one last question. Have we let romantic relationships weaken female friendships?
no.
I don't think so.
No.
No, I feel like the weak romantic relationships have made our friendships stronger. In a sense. Because you lean on your friends when you're in times of need. When you gotta be like, girl, I can't. Let me tell you what this man did. It just enhances your sisterhood.
It
Yeah,
does.
it does. It
Vida,
does.
do
seeing
you,
how
do you think
strong-
though that we give men more grace than we do women?
I feel like we just have higher expectations for women. Period. And we expect men to like, okay, one day this my man might just embarrass me. We haven't. We always have our, what is it called? Like we're always kind of on the edge. Like, okay, one day
Yeah.
he might, embarrass you.
Yeah.
But I feel like with women, it's just like that's why women friendships breakups are a little harder.
They
I would
are.
say
Yeah.
because it's deeper. Like it's
Yeah.
a loyalty there. It's
Yeah.
like you can't find anywhere else in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I love women.
Yeah.
I love the
Yes.
relationships that I build with women. They're so strong and they're just so genuine. I love men too. Like, I know people. What about men? What about
love our
men?
men.
I
Sometimes I
we
think
love
they
our
think
men.
we
too.
hate men.
Yeah,
or
we
something.
obviously we
No.
don't hate men, but I just think like the relationship that we have with women and the experiences of women are so
Yes.
unique, especially Black women. And us being part of the Black diaspora, being African women, we have like a little, we have a nuanced take. I have to say it once an episode. And I just think it's so important for us to kind of dissect it and talk about it and explore all of those things. And we hope that the audience could relate to everything, all of the talking points, and leave us your comments as well. We want to hear from
Yeah.
you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll let Janet and Vida plug their socials in case you want to follow them.
Yeah, for sure. You can follow me on all social media platforms, Janet Akorkin, and this conversation was really great. So I am excited to see y'all's comments down below.
Yes, and y'all can follow me on Instagram at Vaida Joe.
And you guys can follow us at Ladies of Sosa.
Like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening on audio, please give us 5 stars and leave us a comment. And we will see you next time. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.